and welcome to Off the Tracks, your number one podcast right here on YouTube. Everything related to theme parks. This is episode number 9. It is the 24th of January. Oh, I'm so tired. I've been at work today.
Yes.
I'm extremely tired. Just to give you a heads up, make sure you do check out our last two Off the Track podcasts where we did interview Jono, my best mate, where we discussed everything to do with Florida. Well, Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure. Also, we did have a very special guest. We did have Alex Crump from Theme Park Worldwide. He joined us. We discussed everything about his America trip. It was brilliant. It really goes. So thank you so much. Also, I did point out that we did a bit of an Alton Towers quiz and he got 4 out of 7. However, I did a bit of research, Alex, and you actually got 5. You were right with the Corkscrew. Corkscrew was the oldest. I think it was made in 1980 and the Runaway Mine Train was made in 1994. I think it was something like that. So, Alex, so you didn't get 4, you got 5. So, just to give you a heads up.
Well done.
Across the table from me, we do have Lewis. Lewis, long time no see. It's been a while since we've done this.
Yes, it's been a very long time. Today's been tiring because obviously it's a Friday. We've been at school, but it's the end of the week now. So
yes, it is. It's time to party. Today's subjects, Lewis. What have we got? So
today, guys, we only have one subject, but it is Busch Gardens.
Oh, I love Busch Gardens.
Yes.
I love it. I really do. People who have never been to Busch Gardens, it's pretty much it's in Tempa, Florida. It's about an hour and a half away, I'd say, from actual the centre of like where Universal and Busch Gardens is to actual where Tampa is. So it's about an hour and a half, I think it is, journey wise. It's brilliant. A lot of the people who actually they don't go to Busch Gardens because it's that far away. A lot of people, they don't like to drive in America. So what happens is they pretty much just stay in the complex of where Disney is, Epcot and Universal. They stay around that little facility and not actually go out of Florida, like where Tampa Bay is, which, like I say, it's only about an hour and a half away. We went to Tampa twice actually. Went to Busch Gardens for one day, and then we went to the beach the second day. But we loved Busch Gardens.
It was amazing. Like probably one of the best theme parks because obviously you would think rides at USA, I'd say USA, but it's more of America. They're quite, adulty, 1.3. But Busch Gardens is all kids. There's a zoo. It's amazing.
Oh yeah, I tell you what. It just imagine like I don't know, say like Flamingo Land where you've got a theme park and a zoo. Well, anywhere where it has a theme park and a zoo, and just times it by 10 because the scenery is absolutely incredible. I mean, they've got this whole Africa theme going around it all. They've got one of the best rides. In fact, they've got I think it's number 3 on the list of my top coasters there as well, called Montu, which is an invert roller coaster. I think the rides are brilliant. I think the theme is brilliant. I think it's great for anyone who really, you know what I mean? If you don't like rides, like you say, Lewis, there's a zoo there. I absolutely loved Busch Gardens. The park in itself, a lot of the times though, when you actually do book like Busch Gardens or SeaWorld, because they are the same company, the kind of the parking's free, which is a bonus, but not like Universal or Disney where you do have to pay parking each time you go there. I know that with our package itself, our parking was free to get to Busch Gardens and also at SeaWorld, like you say, because it's the same. And what I like about Busch Gardens as well is that you can film.
Yeah.
None of this metal detective at Universal Studios or anywhere, or it's restricted, you can't take your GoPro on this ride, or they are really relaxed at Busch Gardens, and I love it. The staff were brilliant, they're really friendly, they were. But anyway, rides itself.
There are so many.
Some good rides.
Yes.
What rides would you say are like up there, would you say?
Definitely Sheikra.
Sheikra. Now, people don't know what Sheikra is. I put up on here. Sheikra is pretty much like a drop coaster. It's like Oblivion, but 10 times the size of it. And I love it. I love everything about it.
It's amazing.
I know, it's got, what is it? Is it a 200 foot drop?
Yeah, 200
foot
drop.
And then as you go round it all, and then it's got another, I think it's 100 foot drop, like Oblivion. So, it is brilliant. And also, it's got a splash pool.
Yeah.
So when you kind of like you dip down and then you get into this like pool area, and where depending, you don't get wet on the ride itself, but if you're off the ride and you can see it coming down.
Big mistake. I brought a white t-shirt that day, and I went in the splash zone. And
did you get extremely wet?
Yeah.
Yeah, you might as well just jump in that water because it's madness. It really is. The big wave what gets you. It's good fun though, off-riding stuff.
There is also an inversion. There's
yes, there is an inversion in it as well.
You wouldn't expect.
I must admit, when we did go to Busch Gardens, it was really quiet.
Yeah.
I remember parking up going, is this the staff car park? Because there's hardly any cars here. This is crazy. And to be fair, we did pick a really good day. I don't think there was hardly any queues. I know that for Shikara, we queued up for
not that long.
Not longer. Oh, I think we went on about 2 or 3 times. We just kept going on it
and
kept going on it and stuff. What other rides are there then?
There is also a really good ride which I recommend to anybody, which is Cheetah Hunt.
Cheetah Hunt, the junior coaster as people call it, launches. I think it's got 2 launches, 3 launches.
Yeah, I think there's like 2 launches. One about halfway-ish that shoots all the way up.
I must admit, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to go to Busch Gardens in the first place, is because of Cheetah Hunt. It's not very old. It's not an old ride at all.
No.
And to be fair, for a junior coaster, it's quite intense. Do you remember Mother, Kelly?
Oh, yes. So she thought it'd be a nice, gentle ride. And I'm pretty sure she screamed throughout the entire thing.
Oh, she did all the way through. She hated it. And I didn't realise it was quicker than Rita.
Yeah, it was.
I remember her saying when we got off the ride, she literally Wikipedia'd the Cheetah Hunt, and she was like, Danny, it's faster than Rita. You said it wasn't that bad. I goes, it wasn't that bad. It was great. It's even got a barrel roll in it, which, to be fair, I think that was Liam's first ever upside down. Well, he felt upside down anyway. Roller coaster.
Yeah, it was.
I can't think of any other ride. But the theming around that is brilliant. There's got an element in it as well. I think it's near the end or just mid course of it all, where you kind of like you're banking like a cheetah would after its prey. Absolutely love that. It was brilliant. The launch itself, the first one, I thought, all right, is that it? Do you remember it? It goes really, well, not slow, but I don't know, it hits about 20, 30 miles an hour launch. And I thought, all right, if this is what it's going to be like, then. But then all of a sudden, I think it's the second one. Wow, it's got some punch.
You shoot high, like really high, and then you start going round, and then all of a sudden you just drop, like, really close to vertical as well.
Oh, I love it. I absolutely love Cheetah Hunt. I do believe, though, Cheetah Hunt is, to ride it, you have to be 1... Is it 1 meter 2 or something like that?
Well, because obviously it's in America, it's like 1 meter 2 too. It's
something like that. I love it. I really do. And to be fair, I'm looking forward to going back to Busch Gardens next year. I think we might be going back because I want to do Tigris, and also when did that open up?
Last
year, and then we've got Iron Gwazi, which opens up. I think it's this year. Iron Gwazi. Yeah, it would be this year. Iron Gwazi, which is it's a big wooden roller coaster. Well, it's not a wooden coaster. I think it's who's it by? Is it by GCI?
I think it's by GCI, but I'm not 100%
GCI.
sure.
Pretty much, it's a wooden roller coaster with metal structures, and it goes upside down, and it looks amazing. However, I remember going to Busch Gardens, and I didn't even notice Gwazi. That's originally what it was called. That there was a wooden roller coaster there, because I didn't do that much research. I wanted to kind of keep it to myself. I didn't want to get any spoilers or anything out there.
Yeah.
So when I got back, I was kind of like, people were saying, "Oh, did you go on Gwazi?" And I was like, "What's Gwazi?" And they go, "Oh, it's a wooden roller coaster." And we were like, there was no wooden roller, but at the time there wasn't because it was closed. However, the structure was still there, but we didn't see. I didn't see it.
It's huge. The entire Busch Gardens is huge. No, I didn't see it at all. No,
but to be fair, some of the images of the Gwazi, Iron Gwazi, looks amazing.
Yes,
it really does. Speaking of amazing, what did you reckon to Falcon's Fury, the drop tower?
It's amazing. Well, it's not amazing. But it was my first ever coaster where you start to lean forwards.
It's not a coaster, it's a drop tower.
Drop tower, where you lean forwards and then you drop. I've never experienced something like that.
I loved it.
And it's really good.
I loved it, I must admit. And it does really push you, like...
Yeah.
Like, you're on your belly near enough going, oh my gosh, this is insane. And the force of it. To be fair, it's not very forceful.
No.
I just think it's the whole scared element of it, or like you're leaning forward like Oblivion, like you can just literally see it down. But overall, I must admit, it's not the best drop tower.
No, I've been on better.
Yeah,
Like Mystery Castle.
yeah. But overall, so what other rides would you say?
Well, obviously, you were talking about Tigress earlier.
Yeah, Tigress. Oh, I don't know if you seen any POVs of it or anything.
No, not at
It
all.
looks amazing. Looking at it, visual looks like, oh, what's that about? It's nothing special. But from what I've heard, I've spoken to Alex. He said it's amazing. He says it's incredible. It really is, the force of it all.
He's been on it.
Yeah, he's been on it, and he says it's amazing. It really, and I can't wait to get on there. So I'm looking forward to Ironguaz, and I'm looking forward to Tigress as well. We do have to talk about it. Montu.
What a ride. I couldn't even go on it twice.
No, it's that intense.
I almost blacked out on the first one, and I was like, no, not anymore. Just couldn't.
Yeah, damn, that ride, it just keeps on going. I mean, I think the duration of the time is like over 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And I don't know if people who know, like when they ride, like say Nemesis, I think Nemesis lasts, I think it's like a minute and a half or something. So can you imagine like double that?
With more inversions
More
as well.
inversions, because I think it's got 8 inversions or 7 inversions or something like that.
Something like that.
There's a bit in it as well. I think where you're on about where you nearly blacked out. I think it was halfway, where I think it does like a pretzel spin or something like that. And whoa, I must admit, even I grayed out a bit.
The force.
And I've been on a lot of coasters. I know that Stuart, who we went with, he went on it twice, like in a row, and he said, "Danny, I can't do it a third time. I feel really like I'm gonna faint." That's how intense it is.
And he's a
I mean, for
madman.
scenery and stuff, it's not the greatest, but you do get quite low to the floor and stuff. I absolutely loved Montu. Like I say, it's my number 3 coaster, easily.
Also, because it's obviously a 1.37, I'm pretty sure, there's an arcade literally in the shop.
Is there?
Yeah, because I remember buying tokens for it. I remember leaving one actually in the sand.
Oh my gosh.
When I come back, I'm going to get that and play. But yeah, there is an arcade there, which I do remember.
I don't remember it being an arcade, but I must admit, there is one particular ride where I wasn't that too impressed with, actually, and that's Cobra's Curse.
Oh.
The spinning coaster.
The hidden coaster, as I like to call it.
The hidden coaster.
It's like hidden in the zoo. Like you go into the zoo, and then
Oh
you
gosh,
go
yeah,
everywhere.
it's hard to find. Yeah, pretty much. If people don't know what it is, it's kind of like a spinning coaster. However, I do like the lift system. I think the lift system's really, and it's a junior coaster. Let's think about that. It's not going to be an intense coaster, and there's no inversions of it all. You kind of, the lift system, how it works is you kind of go on, and then it catapults you up. Not catapults you up, sorry. You go onto a track and it lifts you up, and then you hit a snake, and then you kind of bank, and then you go down, and then I think it spins a few times, and then you go up another lift hill, and then you're facing backwards, so you do another section but you do that backwards, and then you go up another lift hill, and then all of a sudden you kind of like you spin around and stuff.
Not the best.
It's all right.
I assume little ones will like it.
I think Liam said that he loved it. I don't think your mum went on it. I think she wasn't that keen looking at it, saying that looks too intense. I meant, too intense? You've just been on Cheetah Hunt. Are you serious? And you ain't go on Cobra's Curse? What's up with you?
I have no idea.
But I must admit, there was one ride actually, which Liam was gutted about, and that was what was it called? That steel
Scorpion?
coaster. Is it Scorpion?
I think it might be Scorpion.
Is it? Yeah, Scorpion. Yeah, that looked rickety. Looked really rickety, and unfortunately, we did queue up for it. However, though, the actual queue line, obviously, when we was queuing up for it, I think we got about, I don't know, it was near the front, and they had to shut it down. I don't know why, obviously maintenance issues, but I remember Liam being absolutely gutted.
It's an old coaster.
Oh gosh, yeah, it's really old. But you know, they have got some good rides there. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
And it's good for all ages and any. You know, it's a very family park, and I didn't think that. When I heard of Busch Gardens, I thought, no, it's gonna be all big coasters and big rides
like
and flat
Thorpe
rides and stuff. It's not, you know, there's a lot of stuff to do. So if you are thinking about going to Florida, and you're thinking about, yeah, but Busch Gardens, it's an hour and a half away, and I'm not too keen on theme parks. We'll give that a miss. Don't give it a miss, because it's not, like I say, it's not just about the theme park. There's also a zoo there, and I remember feeding the kangaroos.
Oh yeah.
Wow, that was an amazing experience, and it's free.
Yeah.
All you have to do, I think you have to just pay for the food, I think it was. And then you kind of like go into this little, I don't know, pen thing and they're there, they're bouncing up everywhere and stuff. And you can stroke them, you can tickle them under their ear, you can feed them. I mean, they are literally open to the elements where you can, you know, see them. And you get some fantastic photo opportunities and stuff.
Well, the zoo actually is bigger than the theme park.
Really?
I remember looking at the map, and then over half of the theme park is just the zoo. Because the zoo is huge. There's so many animals there.
Yeah, unfortunately, we ran out of time. I wish that I had 2 days there. But like I say, because we didn't do everything, and it was a quiet day. Can you imagine if it was a busy day?
Oh my god.
Do you know what I mean? It would be insane. But yeah, it's definitely a 2-day park. Make sure you go, because I loved it. I did, Kelly loved it. But she did say, you know, Danny, it is a good park, and the zoo factor of it all is brilliant. You have a safari as well, where I think there's a jeep safari, and there's also a train, which unfortunately, like I said, we ran out of time. But the zoo bit itself was brilliant. There was parrot shows. There also was do you remember that hippo?
Oh, it was huge. It was big. It's big. It's like bigger than this green screen. I'm pretty sure.
You don't realize how big hippos are until you actually see them up and close. And it was swimming like on the floor in the water. It was like, wow,
incredible.
I absolutely loved Busch Gardens. Anything else that we can discuss about Busch Gardens? Any rides that I think that we've actually? In fact, yeah, there is one ride actually. What's it called? Is it
Sun Serpent, I think.
Sun Serpent or something like that. Pretty much, it's don't bother queuing up for that ride. It's an awful ride. It's a mouse. It's like a crazy mouse ride. It weaves in and out, and then you go up and down. And that did actually have a big queue. And I wish that if it has got a big queue, don't queue for it. For God's sake, it's not a great ride. To be fair, they need to get chucked. And the same with Scorpion, to be fair. If there was 2 rides that you could kind of miss if you're running out of time, make sure don't do that Sand Serpent, and don't do Scorpion. But if it is quiet and there is no queue, obviously do it and stuff. So, what would you give Busch Gardens then? A thumbs up or a thumbs down?
100% a thumbs up, because it's an amazing theme park. I would really want to go again.
I would definitely say it's a thumbs up as well. Don't be afraid of going. I know that some people think, it's an hour or an hour and a half, and there is buses from Orlando itself what go to Busch Gardens. However, I think there's one bus in the morning what takes you, and there's only one bus what brings you back. Now, if you do miss that bus on the way back, good luck trying to get yourself back, because there is no other way. So if you are driving, don't fear it. Even I was fearing about, oh my gosh, an hour. This is gonna be crazy. But some of the views when you're driving up to Busch Gardens are beautiful. You got big skylines, got big bridges that you go to, and to be fair, all the roads are straight. You can't go wrong, to be fair.
Yeah.
But just make sure you do go, because I enjoyed it. You enjoyed it. Kelly enjoyed it. And to be fair, Kelly's quite a hard person to kind of convince to go to theme parks, because she's not a big theme park lover. But overall, it's definitely a thumbs up. Busch Gardens, 100%. It's got cracking rides. Like I say, it's got Cheetah Hunt. It's got She-Ra, Tigress now, the new ride from last year.
Looking forward.
It's got Iron Gwazi, what's coming up this year, which looks absolutely amazing itself.
I'm gonna have to have a look at this.
Oh, yeah, it's brilliant. It really, it looks a good ride as well. But overall, that's it. That's pretty much what we're going to talk about of Busch Gardens. Pretty much, I think it's now time for question time.
Oh yeah.
Okay, this is your time to fire your questions at me and Lewis, and at the same time we will give you a shout out.
Oh yes, oh yes.
Have you got a question, Lewis?
Yes, I have got a question of Carl Rowland. So sorry if I pronounced it wrong. And he asks, if you could ride a roller coaster with any celebrity, who would it be and why?
I have to say, straight away, 100% off the bat, it's got to have to be Donald Trump,
Oh, yes.
on Red Force. Just so I can see his hairpiece fall off. 100%. And his cheeks go. He's got to be at the front row, though.
Oh, yeah.
Cheeks going like this and his hairpiece falling off. I definitely would stick him on Red Force.
Oh, God,
100%. I don't think there was any other faster... yeah, Red Force.
Yeah, Red Force.
So Red
all
Force,
the way.
Donald Trump. That's who my celebrity would be.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Carl, for sending in your question.
Thank you.
We've got a question here from Sean Hazy. Asks if you could change anything about your favourite roller coaster.
Ooh.
What would it be and why?
So, obviously, my favourite roller coaster is Red Force. And if I was to change it, I would add something at the end. Because, obviously, they were going to do that with Rita. Obviously, it had kind of like the stealth element at the beginning. And then after that, all the Rita stuff. But obviously, they couldn't afford it. But I wish they did that with Red Force because, you know, it lasts like 10 seconds because the ride is so fast. I mean, it's amazing as it is. It feels boring because the second you finish it, it just takes like 10 seconds because it's longer at the end than it is to shoot up.
Yeah, I must admit, the element itself, it's you hit the top hat and then you come back down again and that's the end of it.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying. It could do with some extra elements and stuff, but I don't think they were going for that. But if you could do, I would totally agree with that. That they could do some elements. Even I'd stick a loop in there just for the fun of it. I would. Mine, I would have to say, if I was to change something, I'd say definitely saw the ride at Thorpe Park. I love that ride to pieces. However, though, it's just damn short. I just wish that it went back into the factory bit and had some more elements with jigsaw and stuff. I just feel like they got halfway and went, yeah, let's just close off now. We run out of money. I just feel like it's over before you know it, and it's a shame because it's a fantastic coaster. I'm a massive Saw lover of the franchise and stuff. I just wish that they added an extra probably 30 seconds to even a minute onto it, I would say. Just to make it last a bit longer. But thank you, Sean and Carl, for sending in your questions. If you guys want to shout out or if you want to send your questions, make sure you put them in the description below here. Also, you can send them into our social medias of Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. So that's pretty much it. That is Off the Tracks, episode 9 completed. Thank you for watching. We do hope you've enjoyed it. As like I said before, make sure you do check out episode number 8 where we did interview Alex Crump from Theme Park Worldwide, and also episode 7 where we interviewed my best mate Jono, who we talked about everything about Universal Studios and the Islands of Adventure.
Oh yeah.
So from me, Danny,
and Lewis,
thank you for watching Theme Park Family. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.